So I says to the waiter, what is this fly doing in my soup? And he says, it looks like the backstroke. So I shot him. Yeah.
Mon Dieu.
Oh, c'est vous. What do you want? What we
yeah.
It's one of those days, isn't it?
This is very hard. I don't know if this is French accent. No, it's not. Je parle juste un peu de français, mais ça...
The Paruski.
Oui.
We're wearing the hat the wrong way. There we go. Now we are Russian. Duh. So I says to the waiter, Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Je suis Captain Xavier de Normandie. A beret, a beret. He
Bonjour.
sometimes wears a beret. Now I am wearing a beret. And we're going to do Q&A. He's here because we've got a war tomorrow. Wait, why are you here?
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
Yeah,
We got a war tomorrow. This was halfway between or something. I don't know. Didn't you come over to use my tools? Is that why you're here?
Here to work on stuff.
Work on stuff.
And then it'll be closer, and I'll just come right back
It'll
down.
be fabulous. We're
I'm
gonna
here
have a
to
war tomorrow. It's
I'm
gonna
here
be
to see all
great.
your stuff.
Plus, I've got gifts for him from.
Yeah, apparently
Somebody.
some people sent me stuff.
So we'll be going over that, but we'll start with the Q&A because that's always fun. Barbro Studios. How do you take apart a barricade flywheel motor cage without breaking it open? I don't think you can because they're glued together. So you might be able to boil the solvent weld apart, but other than that, you're gonna have to use some sort of violence to get them open because they're just not meant to come open easily. Second question, what do you think of a modular strong arm painted in your colors and sent to you? Modular strong arm.
I don't think you'd like that at all.
No, I don't. Modular? What? Who? Me? I think that would be awesome. I'm curious what you mean by modular strong arm. Did you add a barrel attachment and a stock point, or did you make it so the cylinder came out? I'm curious. Send it to me so I can find out. QJ500. When was your first time experiencing your motion sickness? The first game that I remember getting motion sick playing was a game called Jazz Jackrabbit, which was a side-scroller, but you went back and forth and it was really fast and they had multiple layers of backgrounds that didn't quite move right, and it made me so sick. But the rest of my family absolutely loved it and played it constantly. And if I saw it out of the corner of my eyes while they were playing, I'd get sick. That was the beginning. Chaotic Cody. What is your opinion on Greek and Roman short swords like the gladius? Do you have an opinion on Southern Mediterranean short swords?
Yes, they have always been my favorite. That was two of them, wasn't it? I will let you answer that one on a more professional level.
I see. I'm a big fan of the gladius because of the design of the warfare in general, tower shields and very close stabby weapons. The Greek ones were a little bit more designed for slashing, whereas the gladius was very much intended for thrusting, though you could slash with it, obviously, but the design was primarily for slashing. And I like the Roman design in general just because I like Romans better because of their more combined arms warfare with archers and slingers and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, they're fun.
Ditto.
Creed King 18. How does a Retaliator-style upgrade kit for an Alpha Hawk sound? What would you... I think it would be neat. I don't think it would be the most useful because the Alpha Hawk has a low ammo capacity. It's only got, I think, 5-round cylinder in it? I'd be more interested in seeing one for the Raptor Strike.
Yeah.
Because that one's magazine fed, and the Raptor Strike is just svelte looking. So if you could figure out a good way to put a pump grip on that I would be interested in seeing. Dr. Mr. Pixels PhD. Do you even music?
I do.
He does.
I don't know what that means, but I do music.
I have musicked. I did penny whistle in a previous video, and I used to play French horn, which is around here somewhere.
I obviously play the saxophone.
Clearly.
Obviously.
And I think there's a pair of them around here somewhere. Somewhere. Travis Shee. Have you ever thought about the idea of making a Stampede prime manually, but also still fire full auto like a Vulcan?
Have you?
No, I have never. Have you?
No, because the Stampede is so unique in its style that kind of just like the fact that it's full auto. But I guess if you were out of batteries, that would not be a terrible idea, though it's not as simple to think about right now as what the Vulcan does, is it?
Yeah, the Vulcan, they have similar internals, but the Vulcan obviously has slightly different because it can be manually primed as well as full auto. I don't know that the Stampede's mechanism would easily take that modification.
Yeah, you'd need to look more into that.
Yeah, because it doesn't... The trigger... Yeah.
Could you see it being useful, though?
Not compared to other blasters.
I feel like at that point you switched weapons.
Yeah, and the downside is the Stampede's mechanism... Well, if you took out the gears altogether and just made it manually primed, then you could put a really heavy spring in it. But you can't have both a really heavy spring, which is what you want for a manual prime blaster, and the full auto, because the gears can't take it unless you put in metal gears. And even then, there's limits to what you can do with a Stampede that are less than what you can do with, say, a long shot or a retaliator. So there's limits. But if you can get it to work, I think it'd be neat. Barbro Studios, again, what are your thoughts on a pump-action strong-arm? I believe they call that the Vagabond, or the Guardian Crossbow.
Yeah.
They both have basically the same internals. So going to the trouble of adding a pump grip to a... Aesthetically, I could see it, and it wouldn't actually be that difficult. You just have to add a longer barrel and a bit of PVC over that, and then 2 bars. It would actually be very simple to do.
But it has kind of been done by Nerf already.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, functionally, it's possible. And I think you could make it look better than the other ones. Getting a stock onto it would be interesting. Caleb Carter. Could you possibly use a Tommy 20's 3 AA battery pack to just use 3 IMRs as a replacement battery tray so that you don't need to buy dummies? Yes. Which blaster are you wanting to do this in? You can just buy 3 AA battery packs online. Radio Shack used to sell them, but I don't think there's a Radio Shack in existence anymore. But they used to have all the best parts for Nerf mods, for electronic stuff. Switches and battery trays and stuff like that. But yes, you could. You can also actually just alter an existing battery tray, just switch where the circuit is connected to use fewer batteries. I actually did one for a friend where I took a spliced battery tray and cut it so that it's two battery trays. And then because a strife runs well off 2 IMRs, so now it had 2 sets of IMRs that they're in a switch that you could switch between. So when your first set got low, you could switch over to the second one. All in the stock battery tray, just by cutting the connections and resoldering stuff. So yeah, you could do that. Chip Robinson. Just found a Titan I thought I threw away in the shed. It works fine. Any mod suggestions for me? Well, it depends on what you're going for. I am a big fan of the Titan pistol, either using a strong arm or a Spectre.
Yes.
Because they fit beautifully in either of those, and then you have a nice, tiny, air-powered blaster. If you want to keep the original shell, I've seen some beautiful sniper rifle-looking builds done with a Titan. You alter the back end to look a little bit more like a stock, and you take off the front handle and cosmetically make it look a little bit better. Put a long barrel on it in either a brass breech or I actually saw one, and it's the one that I intend to do eventually, was they took the magazine well off of a deploy and put it onto a singled Titan and then had a reverse brass breech. And that's what I want to build. Robert Carter. 1. What are your thoughts on integrating a Rebel Fearless Fire stock onto a Sweet Revenge to house a LiPo? The Sweet Revenge is a hammer-primed Springer. I assume you mean the Rapid Red, because that's the flywheel blaster. And I think that would look lovely, because the stock styles would match. I can understand why you'd want to do that to the Rapid, or the Fearless Fire, because the Fearless Fire is a revolver. There's one back there. Is a revolver rather than magazine fed, and magazine fed has advantages. So yeah, that would definitely work. If you get a small enough lipo, though, the ones that Tactical Foam uses in his strifes, it'll fit in a Fearless Fire battery tray just fine. So I don't know if it's entirely necessary, unless you just really want to stock, which would be fantastic. And 2, what would you recommend putting a voltmeter on a Sweet Revenge? Again, Sweet Revenge is a hammer prime blaster. Well, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, I'd probably put it on either side. I think someone in the comments recommend putting it on the base of the handle, which actually wouldn't be terribly bad, except it's kind of hard to see, but you're not really going to want to be looking at it all the time. If you... Well, no, that wouldn't. If you end up moving the battery tray back into a stock, you've got lots of room where the old battery tray was, and you could mount it up in the front area. Or somewhere back in the stock. There's lots of places. Depends on whether you're wanting to be able to see it a lot or just when you need to look at it. Voidwalker. If you were to have an all-out 1 versus 1 battle with Walcom S7, what would you bring?
Well, I know what you'd bring, but I think...
What would I bring?
Yeah.
Well, that's not built yet.
Exactly. That's why. No comment.
Honestly, this is probably going to happen this weekend, tomorrow, and it will probably be his Caliburn versus my Caliburn, which ought to be a great fight. I will probably get destroyed.
I'll try to record it then.
What about you? What would you take?
Well, versus Walcom?
Yeah.
Specifically? Knowing his play style, I feel like I'd just try and match it with a similar M6. Or, I mean, right now, I'm kind of going with saxophone, but... yeah, it's hard to get close to him if you're just focused on like a 1 versus 1, and you know, depending on the terrain, whatever. But I feel like I'd need to just kind of match.
Yeah.
If he's using a Caliburn, I don't know. I don't have anything that really competes to that level yet. That's gonna fire that fast either, right? Because the Caliburn's fast, like it's pump action.
Yep.
So you've got good shots going off at a good rate of fire.
Mm-hmm.
I either have decent-ish range or I have decent-ish rate of fire. I am just a man.
Get on our level.
I am just a man.
Lucas Hag. Cap, what is your favorite normal off-the-shelf root beer? A&W. Do you have a preference?
I don't think sodas.
Well, there you are. Have at thee. Missed. Doogman1. Hey Cap, have you considered using all of the spare and butchered shells and internals to make various random jank blasters to sell on Etsy? No. I haven't. But that does sound like it could be a little bit of fun. I would probably just commission John to do it. Yeah. Just say, here John, take this bin, make a thing, and see what on earth came out. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Is that here right now? Or
the various forms of jank strike. He keeps cannibalizing the previous generation of jank strike to build the next generation of jank strike. Which is tragic. Party Frog Markle. That is a fabulous name. Okay. What is your opinion on integrating the back end of a double dealer onto a strife to give a 2-magazine bullpup style stock? I think that would look really cool, actually. It'd be kind of wide, but it would indeed give you dual magazine holders, which would be pretty nifty.
It's up there. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, it's up in the rafters.
Yeah. Where it belongs.
Where it belongs, yeah. Jesse Nunez, how has your day been? Well, I had breakfast, and I did a little bit of work, and then I picked up Fanmail, and now I'm hanging out with my friends. So that's my day so far. Brett, how has your day been?
Well, traffic wasn't too bad, so that's good. Portland traffic wasn't too good, but, you know, cars, they're all right. There's smoke still in the air. That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
So that's made my day a little less good.
But, you know, Pacific Northwest is usually on fire this time of year. Lego Lane plays them video games. How would you go about reinforcing the ungodly levels of flimsy modulus stock? Good question. So I went the easy route and just took a piece of PVC and slid it up one side and clipped it onto the lower section. Originally I had it on the upper section, but then some blasters wouldn't fit. And that actually worked fairly well. There are also 3D printed kits out there. I don't know if anybody sells them. I'm pretty sure there's one on Thingiverse. I sent one to my 3D printer guy up in Renton, but I haven't gotten it back yet. But yeah, there's a 3D printed one that you just attach onto it and it screws on and you're done. Rob Boone. 1. Have you worked any with the Busby Brute? No, but there is one in my rafters somewhere.
Of course there is.
Not sure where. I think it's over there. And 2, being a lefty, have you encountered many blasters that actually cater to left-handed people? Not really. I mean, there's a couple that are, many of them are more ambidextrous now than they used to be. They've gotten better about that. Like the Regulator is fully ambidextrous, and most blasters now, the mag release is either centered or they've got one on both sides. Personally, I always kind of thought the Raider was vaguely left-handed. I mean, it's harder to reload, you'd think having to use your left hand, but the magazine comes out the left side, which means it doesn't hit you in the chest if you have your gun not pointed straight forward anymore. So that was kind of nice. But other than that, no, I haven't really come across anywhere I went, ha! This is better for lefties than for righties. So, tragically, no.
Being a righty, I don't have that problem so much.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out.
The Shadow Philosopher. If you were the commander of a massive army, what would be your favorite preferred way to lay siege to a castle?
Aren't you already kind of...
Not a massive army.
Small army.
Yeah. And we have laid siege to castles. My preference, if in an ideal world, artillery from a long way away. Just pound them into submission. Though that kind of, am I wanting the castle? Do I want the castle intact when I'm done? Because the easier way then would be to, bribe a guard to let us in, which happened any number of times. The downside of artillery, of course, is there's no castle left when you're done with it. You can also go, if you've got the supplies and the time, starve them out. Just circle the castle and wait for them to run out of food. But this tends to cause problems in your own camp, what with disease and men getting bored and your own supply problems and relief armies coming and fighting you and stuff like that. Definitely wouldn't recommend assaulting the castle because you're going to lose 3/4 of your men. Because that's just the laws of war. Sen Kanashimi. I'll be honest, I'm surprised your preferred polearm isn't the Beck de Corbin. But thoughts on the good old crow's beak. The Beck de Corbin is my second favorite polearm. The bill has the advantage of having more versatility, in my opinion. What with having the spike out the top and the hooks and all of that. The Beck de Corbin is a magnificent anti-armor weapon, and like I said, it's my second. It actually is what I used in combat for many, many years until I finally got my hands on a bill. I had one that was commissioned. It had spikes and hooks, and I put it on a pole arm about my height, and it worked fantastic for many, many years. And then my sergeant major finally got into welding and was able to weld me a smaller bill. My friend Devin, the engineer, helped somebody make me a ridiculously big bill that I then put on a 10-foot spear, and it was massive and terrifying, and there's video of it out there, which is magnificent. But yeah, back to Corbin. Fabulous weapon. Gustav. Dordak, September 9th, 2017. Captain Xavier, sir. We need your help fighting the zombie apocalypse in the Netherlands. Me and my daughters are fighting zombies whenever and wherever we can. She turns 4 on January 30th, and I wonder what would be an appropriate blaster for her to use. What is your recommendation?
Already fighting zombies? She's not even 4.
Europeans, man, they're progressive.
Wow, I feel like a waste.
Right?
Oh, man.
I didn't start fighting zombies until I was like 26 or so. It was ridiculous. 4-year-old. Well, obviously she's got skills, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. Anything that's primed is going to be a little bit more difficult for a child, usually, especially if they're... Yeah, even if they're...
a little bit too much of a...
Yeah, especially if you do any kind of modifications to them. So you might go with something full auto. A rapid strike, if, just have to teach them how to use the rev trigger, and I've taught small children to do that. The barricade is actually also a good option because it just has an on switch. You just turn it on, and then the little kid just pulls the trigger, and off they go. I've handed that to small kids at wars who couldn't prime any other blaster. You just give them that and let them run. And the nice thing about really small kids is they don't care that they've run out of ammunition. That is
That's right.
neither here nor there. There's a couple of other blasters. I think the Brute, actually, that somebody mentioned is, I believe, full auto and doesn't have a rev trigger.
It is.
It just has multi-stage. Same with like the Tommy 20 or any of the off-brand blasters that had full auto. Fearless Fire is a good option. Strife, possibly, but you know, a little more coordination required with holding the rev trigger and then pulling the trigger repeatedly, as opposed to a full auto one of just pulling the trigger.
Caliber.
Yeah, there you go. Give her a caliber. I mean, what else? Why would you go with anything less?
Must be your size.
Melee weapons are also great for small children because they have no fear and just go smack the zombie about the head and, well, about the kneecaps with a sword.
Like a Night Finder, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as fun, obviously, when you only have one dart to shoot, but it's pretty easy to know. Like, dart goes here, not too hard to grab that, pull it back, fire.
Maverick. Start them out with a Maverick.
Maverick's fine too.
Anything beyond that, you're just spoiling them early. Get them used to a really lousy blaster, and they will appreciate the better blasters later in life. I wish I got to kill zombies when I was 4.
I didn't know what a zombie was when I was 4.
Nathan Talisian. A whole series of questions. 1. Since you enjoy watching Hellsing, would you ever consider making, either for active use or simple cosplay, a pair of pistols like Alucard's? And if so, what would be the base blaster? The only blaster I can think of that really kind of even vaguely resembles Hellsing's blasters would be the Magnus, because his blasters are based on a 1911, and that's probably the closest thing you're gonna find.
Rival...
The Kronos. The
I was gonna
Kronos
say
that's
Helios.
just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the few blasters that I've seen recently where I went, I'm buying that one.
Yeah.
It hit stores.
And for $20, I'm actually surprised.
I am pleased that they finally came out with a rival pistol. And then it's 5-round internal magazine. I like that. Another one that you might be able to cosmetically wrangle would be the Clear Shot. It's also vaguely 1911 looking, not as much as the Magnus though. Magnus would be my first choice. 2. How long has it been since you last fully clean shaved? 2001. I've clean shaved twice in my life. Once was for my senior prank because I had facial hair and long hair all through high school. So I got a haircut, shaved, got new clothes, got some glasses, put on a southern accent, and came to school as a new student. Took some people a week to figure it out. It was so much fun.
This guy.
And then my brother and I decided that year, since I'd already just recently clean shaved, I shaved again for Halloween, and we went trick-or-treating as old ladies from Monty Python. Which was a lot of fun because most people assumed that we were Jehovah's Witnesses going around harassing people on Halloween of all nights.
Wow.
And they had a lot more fun when they realized we weren't. And when we figured out that that's what they thought we were, we decided, well, we know who we have to go mess with. So we went to the rectory and knocked on the Catholic priest's door, and when he answered, we went, "Have you found Jesus?" And without batting an eye, this genius goes, "Yes, would you like to come in and meet him?" I missed that priest. It was good
I'm
times.
done.
Yeah. All right. What size hat do you wear? An excellent question. Oh, 23 and a half. 23 and a half inches. I have a large head. 4. Are you ever going to post more footage of your fencing bouts? I enjoy watching that. If I ever manage to get back to HEMA, I haven't been in like 2 months because work got busy and I had to keep scheduling things in the evening during that time, and now I'm working on massive projects and haven't been there in a while. If I ever get back there, yes. I think actually tonight was open fight night.
Yo.
Number 5. I know you enjoy both Star Wars and Star Trek. Did you ever watch Babylon 5? Yes. I think I did, and I think I enjoyed it. But it's been a while.
Nerd.
Yeah. And finally, that's enough out of me for now, I think. Oh, I think my wife is going to send you more hats next week. If you weren't so awesome, I might be jealous. Yes, well, I happen to be terribly envious of the fact that you clearly have an awesome wife. So, there's that. And tell her she can send me all the hats she wants, and I will come up with strange and interesting personalities for them. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the captain's hat. I've got a couple of ideas, but we will see. Missed. All right. onto the swag. Okay, so first we will go with the letters. Iktomi Guil. Fabulous. Has sent me a letter. Captain Xavier, hope this letter finds you more intact than the last. Just an update on things. This will be rather informational for your information. The Ragnarok prototype V6 has been put on hold, waiting parts before more advancements can be made. Currently, she's sitting in my on my personal shop table, innards outward and outwards, well, everywhere. Good news though, her firing actuator is now running at 140% of the original speed. Cool. Now I just need stage indicators for the 2 stages for linear propulsion. Sweet. Bad news, I'm having an issue sourcing and fitting a large power reserve. Damn these energy weapons. On the medical side, umbilical hernia repair has well been cancelled for now. Ironic, as it may be the only surgeon in this godforsaken district capable of doing the surgery. Well, he himself is now in a hospital bed. I'll be contacting the medical department in the next district over to get set up as of 9/7. Let's hope this surgeon doesn't end up under the knife as well. Luckily, the pain has become a bit more manageable, enough so that I can do light duty work, i.e. paint jobs and so on. Also, before I end the letter, the censor pariahs informed me I can refer to your, well, soon to be yours, information redacted, simply as an anti-shield rifle. Sorry for the delays in between messages, health issues, R&D projects, and the ever-growing war against our dearest, most oppressive friends, the New Eden Republic. So this NER proclaimed terrorist has been busy. I'll try to give you semi-regular updates on the Ragnarok lineage, but as progress will be slow, so too shall be updates. Regards from the beautiful, damp planet of Information Redacted. Iktomi Mao Guil. P.S. That was sarcasm. I hate this planet. For the future reference, pronunciation is Iktomi Mao Guil. Oh, I think I got it right. I think. Oh, you got it correct! Yeah, but just to help. And yes, my last name is derived from the ancient 18th to 20th century French name Guillaume. That's why I was pronouncing it that way. I figured it was. If you ever have time, please hit me up. I'd love to chat with someone on lore and history. Contact information will be in the second sheet. Please do not show it. Don't need to be near getting the information. End transmission. Very cool. What do we got here? P.S. I'm in the market for another Atlas, or at least the front half internals, and another Firefly. If you would like, I can send you a painted up Rebel Secret Shop painted as a med kit. Well, I don't have an Atlas, but I do have extra Firefly, so I will get a hold of you and we shall talk. Next letter. From Jackson Hancock. Dear Chaylo, I have sent you an idea for a master key between the Nerf Stampede and the Busby Predator. You would like it if you could do a video on it. Sincerely, Jackson. The Stampede and the Predator. Oh, I see. Stampede, Predator. If you could get the Predator to be powerful enough, it actually would be pretty useful to have a bolt-action lower sniper attachment. But the Predator's really hard to modify. But it might be worth a try. I appreciate the idea. All right then. Packages. Packages galore. We will start with this one. No idea. Right. It's... Ooh, yes. It is all of the villains from the Nexo Knight sets, which is the only thing I like about the Nexo Knights, were that the villains actually looked pretty cool. But I didn't want to buy any of the sets just to get the one minifigure, but I have apparently been sent all of them, along with their weapons. That is fantastic. I would assume this came from Sparky, but I can't guarantee that. The man has sent me more Lego than I've bought myself recently, which is magnificent. Alright, next up, Master Toy List. So probably also from Sparky, since he tends to buy stuff from other people and just ship them directly to me. Oh, I accidentally opened the package. It's a hobbit! In a hobbit hole.
The hobbit.
Hobbit in his hobbit hole with his beer and his stove and his sausage. That is awesome. I love these little bagged sets.
Baggins sets.
It's Lego Baggins. Get out.
Oh, yes. Bye.
I'll let myself out. All right. I'm going to go with probably more Legos. Okay, that's just neat and weird. It's a pirate set film set. So it looks like there's the boom guy and the guy with the camera and then pirates and the skulls, and that is just weird and interesting. But it's pirates, which is cool. You can never have enough pirates. I do like pirates. Thank you, thank you. Ah, from Ryan Engelstead. Also sounds like Legos. Ah, there's a letter this time. Captain X! So many Legos, so little time. Love the new channel. Can't wait to see what's next. Play well, your friend Ryan, Michelle, Greta, and Gabe. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reading. Yes, these are the folks that I swear I will eventually build them an arsenal. I know what I'm gonna do. I just need to find the time. Okay, and yes, Legos. What do we got here? We have a Harry Potter alchemy set, or potions set. So a little section from a potions set. I dig it. I recently finished the interior of my alchemy shop in my village, which, when we get to this package, I will probably finally be able to do the big update for the castle that I'm going to do. Oh, and Lego figures. Brett got a Lego figure. Let's see what we got. Yep. It is... Oh-ho! It is a gladiator. I have this very gladiator in my ancient collection in my office. And now I have an extra one so that I can actually use it. Because the one in my office is for decoration because I like having Lego figures in my office. So yeah, gladiator with a trident, which is cool. He needs a net. I think I have a Lego net.
Fabulous.
And the other one. Oh-ho! Excellent.
I love how gigantic those swords are.
Yes. Huge scimitars. It is, I think they refer to this as the Desert Warrior or some such. And I recently got some sets from Sparky that were Prince of Persia sets. And there's a character there that I want to use as a foreign merchant in my castle. And this guy would make the perfect bodyguard for his caravan. So, awesome. Lovely. Love getting stuff from these folks. They send me the coolest stuff. In fact, I think they might be the one that sent you... Yes, they are the one who sent you your stuff as well. So, Brett is here and he appreciates it. He will open it in his own video later. All right, what should we go with next? Let's go with something that might not be Legos, which is this one. I don't know what's in here, or who it came from, or why, but I'm pretty sure it isn't Lego, because I'm pretty sure it's a big bag of darts and discs.
Or balls.
And balls.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. Oh.
Packs of 10. Huh. Alright.
Alright, so we have some Vortex knockoffs. We have some
Z-type waffles.
Z-type waffles. A bunch of rival rounds. Oh, so this must actually be the second pack from Lightake. Maybe.
Are they the ones that package 10 together like that?
They package them in lots of different numbers.
Okay. I'd never
Oh, it's a Molly D ring. And a universal holster. Which is pretty cool. It's got kind of has Molly. That's kind of like Molly. Yeah, it'll hold any of the longer blasters like Alpha Troopers or Retaliators with their barrels or any number of long arms. And then just has a sling that goes over your shoulder. Has dart holders built into that. The material that the main holster is made out of is fairly stout. This is kind of thin, but it is still nylon, so it'll hold up to all manner of abuse. I like it. I'll be testing these out this weekend at the War to see what I think about their Z-tip ones. Not too bad. I like that. And I will give the Vortex discs a try. They look to be the right dimensions. I don't know how big a difference the discs would make. I know this is something that are a little bit harder to get a hold of, and some people really like Vortex, so if these turn out to work as well as regular ones, then you'll have a cheap source for Vortex discs. And Rival! So yeah, I'll give these a try, all of these different rounds a try this weekend, as well as the Suction Cup Megas that I got. A lot of people were asking about those. And yeah, I had seen reviews that, of all the ammo types that people had gotten. Those are the only ones that people said weren't great, or at least weren't as good as stock, whereas everything else was every bit as good as stock, if not better. So I will give those a try this weekend and let you guys know how all of the different ammo types stack up. And that is just a neat little, it's a D-ring that you can hook into your Molly. Just add a ring to wherever you want a ring. Just pretty cool. Okay, all right. We're going to look at this one. Sounds like more tiny Legos in an unusually large box. Because Amazon.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
21.
Cool. It's Vladik. The Knight's Kingdom. The good guys all had like purple armor and pastel blue armor, and I wasn't a huge fan of that. But the bad guys had cool black armor with scorpions, and it was really neat. So we're going to go ahead and build this guy too while we've got him here. Scorpion logo, so you know he's the bad guy, because only a bad guy would have a scorpion, because they're creepy.
Only a bad guy would be a Scorpio.
And I like the tower shields that they had in this era.
Ooh.
Thought those were pretty neat. And an axe. So yeah. Vladik. Very cool. Next. This sounds a little more substantial. We have a message. We do. Greetings, Captain. I've been watching since you showed up on Wacom's channel. I really enjoy your videos despite my small amount of actual experience with Nerf modding. My only real mod so far has been installing a Cyclone shotgun cylinder, but I am excited for your Flywheel and Electronic Blaster Monday mod tips. This package includes something that I found on my most recent thrift run. I don't think the barrel in the handle works, but I can't confirm that as I don't have the appropriate ammunition. I don't see this blaster as having a place in my collection because it would never get used, so I sent it to you as a gift, hoping that whatever you do with it makes it semi-useful. Sincerely, Lucas. P.S. If you are a fan of podcasts, you should check out The Adventure Zone. I think you would enjoy it. So he has sent me the Secret Shot, which is a pretty nifty blaster. It does shoot old Mega.
It's got the stickers on it and everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
The one I have, the dart holder is broken. So
The one I have, it's just missing the stickers. So somewhere out there, there's a complete one.
So this one's got it all. Just need the ammo for it. Or rebarrel it, one of the two.
There's your ammo.
Yeah, there we go. It'll work. Very cool. Yes, I will definitely be doing this on Kanateka K26 now that I have a disposable one. Mine will be the disposable one. This one's in better condition than mine, so yeah. Excellent. Thank you. I will definitely do a video on whatever I do with it. I will probably try to K26 it and probably rebarrel it so that it can take Elite or Modern Mega, one of the two, because yeah, That'd be pretty nifty. All right, let's take a look at this one. From Andrew Pickering. Aha! For those of you who complain that I don't get enough Nerf stuff, we have Nerf stuff. Is there a letter? There is a letter. Read first. Oh, didn't see nothing. Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Dear Captain Xavier, big fan. Love the videos. Sorry, handwriting is like that of a doctor. My father is a doctor. This is nothing like his handwriting. I can actually read it. Love the Can't Take a K26. I myself have never done K26, but I am making a list in a notebook from your videos of what can and what cannot. Very informative. I like your belief that a weapon has to earn its name. I am an Army vet, and until things earn it, they don't have it. I am working on a Stampede mod of my own. It will never be as featured as Ire, but I can hope it will turn out. I am closing. I am hoping the letter finds you well. Enjoy your new blaster. You will know when you see it. I also hope to send you the article about our Nerf groups. Thanks so much for your time, your hard work, and the ability to make me laugh. Sincerely, Andrew. P.S. List of contents on back. P.S. Unwrap bubble wrap last. Well then, let's see. Well, we have darts. Very nice. You can never have too many darts.
Extra darts.
Yes, very nice. We have a button. Is it a momentary switch or a... Oh yeah, it's just a momentary switch. Cool. What's the rating? 3 amps, 25 volts, 125 volts. Cool. Very cool. Yes, switches are hard to find anymore now that Radio Shack is going under. Oh, what do we got here? For Wallcom. Please give to Wallcom. Put that in the to Wallcom box.
Yes,
We have springs. Yes, yes. I think I've got the same spring pack from Home Depot myself. Good springs in here. They're good for lots of stuff. Very, very cool. A worker box that's making noise. More springs. Whoo.
That's a spring.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've got this beefier than that. Is probably that helicopter spring that John left here. Oh man. Wonder if that would fit in the eliminator. I think it'd be too short, but
yeah, probably just a little.
Diameter-wise, it would work.
I wonder what that's from.
Yeah.
It looks like it's from Worker. Wow.
Worker makes an inordinately huge spring.
I didn't know there was a market for that.
Ooh, the blue. AccuStrict. Oh, very nice. 12-round magazine. Painted up black. I approve. You can never have too many magazines. Oh, bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. The bubble wrap that we're supposed to undo last. Oh, good lord. Aha!
It's in my purse.
Very own purse blaster. Sweet. Now I can paint it up.
Nice.
Fantastic. Whoever that guy was who was offering to do it for me. You're still allowed to. I can use more than one purse. Yes. Very cool. Yes, I bumped the mic. I'm definitely going to paint this up to look like a med kit because that's just hilarious. I'll probably also put some sort of medical supplies in there. Just for hilarity. You push it, drop a bunch of band-aids, and then shoot people.
Supply bonus
Fantastic.
activated.
Yes. Very cool. Thank you so much. This is good stuff. We have a box. Could be anything. A newspaper. And the remains of a strife, apparently. Oh, look. A letter. Dear Captain Xavier, will you please fix and paint my gun? I left you a little treat in return. Will you please send it back, please? Painted blue? Can I just trade it out for a blue one? Is that a legal option?
Makes sense to me.
Because I do have some blue ones that were going to get painted black, so I could just keep the orange one and paint and give you a blue one. What did you do to it?
Or what did you not do?
Yeah, what did you not do to it? You send me an email to my commission address and let me know what exactly is wrong with it. It looks like you've got most of the parts in here. Caleb, email me. Let me know what happened to this thing. What wasn't working, what you did to it, and if I can just trade it for a blue one. Because that would save us all a lot of trouble. All right, the final package. And I have been waiting for this package for a while. This package was rejected at the border the first time. This box should contain my smuggled black market Mexican Lego goats. At least it better. Because that's what's supposed to be in here. Dear Captain Xavier, it is a great honor to write you. I didn't know anyone who isn't afraid to be a child publicly and successfully. In that manner, you are such an inspiration. I'm going to go with thanks. We really enjoy both your channels and the different sections. The stories told with Lego figurines are just awesome. I hopefully will find time to do the next story time for the next game of HVZ, the last one at U of I. Though I've been invited back to the U of I. But it was this weekend and I didn't have... couldn't get there in time.
It's a bit of a trip.
Yeah. I really enjoy the series Can I Take a K26, aka exploring the entrails of blasters is so useful. The new Monday series is also very useful. Q&A and fan mail are a new pleasure that makes Fridays better. Here in Mexico, there are few Nerfers, about 350, including you. Building the sense of community with enthusiasm, creativity, and the joy of the game. The example that you and your fellow friends give us are a big impulse to keep on going in this awesome hobby. I hope these growing channels full of great content just last until the next Nerf apocalypse, zombie, or further. Kindly from the belly button of the moon, the meaning of Mexico, Horatio Rubio G. P.S. On behalf of all my friends, we give you the goats. I am very excited that Mexican goat's gonna live in a nice town. Eagle Messenger Warrior is yours also. The Nerf Rebel's Sweet Revenge. I'll be more than grateful if you, Walcom, the curator, and your fellow Nerfs sign it and the blank side of the blaster and send it back to Mexico. Please send me PayPal request to send it back to you. Hi, Captain Xavier. Nice to say hello. Marco. Greetings, Captain Xavier. Although I do not see much of your videos, I have seen mods of yours. They are good, and the works that you do. Jose. Thank you very much, Captain Xavier, for helping me make the Magnus shotgun mod. I asked you about the PVC pipe and watched the video, but didn't speak English good enough, so I asked a friend to send greetings. I apologize. Thank you very much again, Alan Sanchez. Dear Captain Xavier, I appreciate the amazing mods you create and the creativity that you have and share with us. I hope you keep inspiring the future generations of Nerfers as much as you inspire us here in Mexico. Sincerely, Sergio. Nerf on. Greetings, Captain. Let me tell you that at this moment, your YouTube channel might be the best Nerf channel on YouTube. I don't know about that.
You did it.
I did it! I made it to the top! You are innovating and teaching us more about the hobby than some of the big names that came before you. It's obvious that you really like to tinker and come up with new stuff, not just worker this and artifact that like the other. That's mostly because I can't afford a worker and artifact. Who seem to be more spokespersons now, which, you know, I haven't become because I don't do reviews. If I did reviews, I probably would be shilling it for Nerf by now.
You're just a schmuck?
Yes, I'm a schmuck.
There we go.
Yes, that is my MO. Before you, I appreciated Walcom's different point of view, and it's really cool that you guys tinker together. Plus, you guys have the curator out of darts and the other guys whom I can't remember their names right now.
Woo!
Well, this one sometimes wears a beret, if that helps you remember his name.
I'm a small guy.
But also really cool ideas. Love your Kanateka K26 and Nerf thrifting, the mod party, and your offbeat mods like the Magnum pump action shotgun and the Absolvers. Heck, even the Friday Q&A is entertaining and I pick up lots of ideas. Hope you can continue to inspire, and I would love to visit you guys in the future. as it's always say, may the force be with you. P.S.
with you.
Sorry for my English. My keyboard resets to Spanish constantly. Oh yeah, forgot my name. Edmundo. Danielle McDonald from Mexicali, Baja, and Mexico's Nerf Master Thrifter. Very cool. Greetings. We just love your channel. Crazy ideas. Ethan from Puebla. Hi, Captain Xavier. My name is Rigo. I am a member of the CMNC, Central Mexico Nerf Club. I want to say thanks for make time to say hi to our club. And remember, here in Mexico, you have a lot of people is follow you on the YouTube. Thanks again a lot. You have good ones. Bye. Rigo. Well, that is fantastic. Thank you all for sending individual letters. That is really, really cool. All right, let's see what these awesome people have sent. First of all, I finally have my goats.
Nice package, too.
Nicely packaged Lego goats. These only existed in one set, and it was retired before I ever got a hold of it, and they're now like $35 a goat, which was just too much for a goat, but I really wanted goats. And I mentioned it in one of my videos, and they contacted me and said that they could smuggle me some goats. So I have Mexican black market smuggled Lego goats.
And you're very happy about it.
And I'm very happy about it. They also, they're the, I don't know, mascot or what have you of their Nerf club is, of course, an Aztec warrior. So they have sent me the Aztec warrior minifig, which is so going in my Ancients collection. That is gorgeous. I think I already have this shield on my Spartan for reasons that are hard to explain. But, yeah, that headdress is a fabulous part. That is going in a place of honor. And we have... This is what apparently originally got it sent back, is they had the whole blaster, and they won't let you ship blasters from Mexico, or at least not if you declare it on the customs, as you should. So it got rejected at the border. But I like to say that Trump was responsible for having my black market Mexican Lego goats rejected at the border. So yes, we will get this signed. The war tomorrow, not only will me, the curator, Walcom, Brett, I don't know if John's going to be there.
I think he was supposed to.
I think John is going to be
It's
there.
a hit or miss, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're also having some special guests. The fine ladies from Foam Blast are going to be there, so I can hopefully get them to sign it as well if they're willing. So we will get that signed and sent back to you, and thank you so much for the goats. That is super cool.
So long. Thanks for all the
Yes,
goats.
so long, and thanks for all the goats. Put that in a box of stuff that's going so I don't forget it. Awesome. Goats. I know where the goats are going. All right. Thank you so much for all the cool stuff. Like I said, I will test the ammo out so you guys can see how well it works. I now know what their shipping times and all that is like, but I don't know how well the stuff actually fires. So we will look into that. Hopefully, there will be some good footage from the war. Brett is the guy's is the channel you should go to look for that. Barrett. I always pronounce it Barrett for some reason. Beret. His channel is Beret, and he sometimes wears a beret. And yet I still insist on pronouncing it Barrett half the time. I have no reason.
Guns.
No idea. But he has awesome footage from our wars. Way better than any of the footage I've ever managed to produce. Need to get a camera that's at least half as good as his, because mine are not. But there will be footage. There was actually good footage from the last war, where he shot me in the foot repeatedly. Because I had a shield, and the only thing you could hit was my foot. So he shot me in the foot, and I killed them all with a machete. It was magnificent. Anyway,
Good times.
I will let you know how that turns out. I will have more footage. I am actually going to be going on vacation next week. So there may be 2 weeks where there aren't going to be a lot of videos. But after that, I will try to make up for it. So, thank you all for watching.